Hello everybody. Put this up for a minute. I was out here chopping on my self bow a little bit. As you can see, I'm getting it there. Got to narrow it up a little bit. We already chased the ring. And, hadn't been working on it a lot at the time. It's been a little bit every day. Hey, what I want to talk about today, I was talking to some guys about hunting public land and no place to hunt. And you know, just basically complaining about hunting public land. But that's pretty much all I hunt. I hunt a little bit of private land, very little, but the majority of my critters come off public land. And if you want to hunt public land and be successful, you got to have a plan. I hope this thing is working here. You got to have a plan to be successful. And so I'll tell you what I do here. Number one, I scout every opportunity I get. When you guys see me out there hunting pigs, and I'll point out, hey, this tree right here, that tree there is probably a good feed tree. All this stuff, that's the funnel around this slough. I'm planning for success for deer hunting. That might be in turkey season when I'm hunting pigs, January, February, all through that time. I'm always looking at places to hunt. But what happens is most people, a lot of people, they don't think about hunting deer until 2 weeks before deer season. They say, well, I need to go find a place to hunt. It's early September or late August. It's really, really hot. And, you know, it's easy to get too hot and discouraged. Fighting mosquitoes. You can walk in February and find where most all the hot feed trees were at. The ones that were hot in October, you can find all that. You check your persimmons, and if you watch my videos, you see me doing that all the time. But if you want success, you got to plan. You got to plan, and you don't have to walk 100 miles a month either. But you do need to, you got to scout. And what you got to do is be very observant during the off season. And we're talking about deer hunting now. And so I'll tell you what my plan is. Number one, I've already walked and I got some new WMAs. If you notice, there's a new WMA I had a few videos on. It's got a lot of crab apples on it in the pines. If you go back and look, I've been on that joker a whole bunch of times. Several times when it wasn't in between, there was no open season. I was just out there walking and made videos like that and stump shooting. And because I'm trying to learn the place, and I take note of a whole lot of things that you don't realize. When I walk up to one of them feed trees and I say, hey, this tree right here was probably pretty hot. While I'm standing there, I'm feeling the wind. I'm trying to remember, you know, it's like this is in the morning or this is in the afternoon. The wind is like this. Where is east? Where is west? I'm looking at trees to climb. I'm looking at a possible ground blind place. I'm looking at all this stuff. So when I come back and check that tree when it's time to hunt, I done got some things figured out. And so I spent a lot of time just paying attention to the woods, looking for that next deer hunting spot. Another thing I do is all these places that you've seen me looking and talking about deer hunting spots has been while I've been hunting hogs, right? Well, there's a whole bunch of good places to hunt around here that don't have hogs on it, that I don't spend no time in February and turkey season walking around on. So through the summer, what I'll do is when I can't shoot a hog anyway, there's nothing in season, that's when I get my walking stick and my walking shoes on, or my snake shoes on, and I'll go check those. That's when I spend a lot of time in the places with no hogs, because it's hard for me to go scout in September and or after August 15th when pig season comes in. It's hard for me to go scouting on a place for deer that don't have hogs, because I want to shoot something. So I go on these times that I can't hunt. I'll go down there and you can take your binoculars now. The trees that's going to have acorns, I've got them. You can see them. The persimmons, I saw a persimmon tree yesterday that it was at a park. It wasn't in the woods, but it was at a park and it was loaded. There was 3 of them. 2 trees didn't have nothing on them. I walked over there and looked at the other one, at the last one, and they were hanging like grapes on that joker. So you got to get out. You can see all that stuff. That's my point. You can see that stuff right now, this time of year. And then you say, well, what good is that? Well, if you got say you're hunting a section of a WMA and there's through February you found 25 persimmons, well, you can go back and check them jokers now without being in a hurry with your binoculars, and 5 of them's got persimmons on them. So you've already saved yourself a whole bunch of walking and narrowed it down to just the trees that have persimmons. And then I'll look at those by location. Well, this persimmon's in a thick place. It's not around any high hills or no deep sloughs or anything that'll cause a wind tunnel. And so I kind of rank them like that on which ones I'm going to come to first. But one of the main keys is when opening day comes, when it's time to go hunting, I'm not going to have just one road to park on and go hunt. Because that's one reason a lot of people get frustrated. They've done their scouting a little bit and they pull up there to hunt that morning or that afternoon. There's 2 trucks there and they all mad, public land sucks, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's why I have my goal every time on persimmons, and y'all probably heard me say this, I want 20 trees. I want to, by the time deer season comes in, I want to be found 20 trees. That's my goal. I don't always have that many, but that's how many I want. And then if you put all your eggs in the persimmon basket, the river floods, and that's where all the persimmons I hunt are in the swamp. Well, doggone, all them 20 trees are no good. I can't get to them. And so I've already scouted a bunch of crab apples on the hill, maybe some live oaks on some WMAs that have them, some live oaks up on the hill. I've scouted maybe palmetto berries, some good hunting on palmetto berries. I've scouted, did I say crab apples? I think I said crab apples. I've already scouted some crab apples and some water oaks. I've scouted things up on the hill. And so, I mean, I have plenty of options. Because I can tell you the people that complain the most about public land and have the least amount of success are the ones who scout the least. And it don't mean you got to walk hundreds and hundreds of miles, but you do need to check more than one place and even have you some different WMAs in mind. I mean, they may be cutting timber and the swamp may flood. One of the WMAs I hunt, if the swamp floods and they were cutting timber on it now, and probably over a quarter of the WMA was from timber cutting, where they in there cutting timber and hauling and all that stuff. Well, that narrowed 10,000 acres down to about 2,000 or 3,000 acres. And so I need to have me some other WMAs in mind. There's a lot of them around me, several of them around me, and I'll have places to hunt in every single one of them, every one of them. And so there was some guys frustrated about the public land, and I'm telling you now, my buddy Chris Bikes, he hunts nothing. I think the last 2 or 3 years he may have killed 5 deer on private land, all combined. He hunts nothing but public land, and very successful. I hunt pretty much nothing but public land. I have a little small amount right here at my house I can hunt of private land, and as you can see, it's destroyed. But there are some good hunting back there. But if you want to. And I just enjoy the challenge of public land. And you can hunt and not see people. You got to go where the people ain't. And if you'll start figuring out where to hunt where the people ain't at, then there's going to be more deer there. And it don't have to be 10 miles. I've killed a lot of deer within a couple of 100 yards of the truck on public land. People, it'll be thick though. It'll be thick places. And so don't be discouraged. Just get out, and if you look at it like work, it won't be fun to you. And I'm at the point in my life, if it ain't fun, I ain't gonna do it. So don't make it work. Get your walking stick and maybe a camera or something like that, and go and enjoy nature and walk. Go in the morning when it's cooler or in the afternoon. Do you some good scouting, and you'll be more successful when it's deer hunting time. So I hope not talking bad about anybody. I know a lot of people just don't have time to scout all the time like that. But if you do get a minute, it don't take long. Just walk for an hour. You can cover a lot of ground in an hour if you're not hunting, if you're walking. So, and I get that. And another thing that I do, and I'm retired now, so I get to go when Miss Tammy lets me. But when I was working, especially I was on salary the last part of my working career, but when I worked on the clock, I worked every opportunity I got when it wasn't hunting season. When hunting season came, I saved my vacation time for hunting season. But I would have worked during the summer when it's too hot to do anything else, I go to work. I mean, let's make some money, let's get the bills paid, let's build some comp time up, let's build vacation time up, so that we are afforded time to spend time in the woods and go hunt. Just a tip for you right there. And because if you want to be successful, there's a price you have to pay, and it's usually in time, not so much in money, unless you live a long way from your hunting location. But then, like, I got a place that's it's pretty good ways from here. But what I do, I'll plan up and make a family vacation out of it, and we'll go spend 3 or 4 days, and I'll hang out around the camp, and we'll do the camp thing, and then I might go walking for 2 or 3 hours one morning or one evening. You know, there's smart ways to work around it where everybody's happy. So you're gonna be successful with that bow, then you got to get old Pat and John on the ground right there and spend some time walking. And if you walk up, always another thing I do, if I come up to a place that looks pretty hot to me, I look for trees. In South Georgia, every redneck that hunts down here has got a tree climber. So I'll look, that's me included. So I'll look for trees that's been climbed. And or a lot of people using saddles and all, but I look like if I was gonna hunt this tree, where would I climb? I start looking around, and you find that spot. Well, if it's been hunted very much, there's another Joe looked at that same spot as well. And up about tree stand height, if there's been some bushes trimmed or stuff like that, then maybe a guy had a lock on or a saddle right there. So start looking at that, and if you come up to the hottest spot you've ever seen, and the bark is wore off the trees around there from people hunting it, then that's a waste of time. You're just asking for frustration if you go in there hunting. So look for those out of the way places. Thick places, if you got to go across the slough, if you got to go through a pretty good little thicket to get in a place, that's what you have to do to get away from people. You'll get on more deer that way. So I hope that helps somebody, and I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I've been fiddling with this bow right here, with this piece of wood, and it's slowly, if you'd have seen it earlier, I'm making videos, not a how-to video, but just fiddling with it. And my goal is to shoot a deer with this joker right here this year. And I'll be hunting with my Sunset Hill longbow. It's my favorite longbow to shoot. But make a bow with your hands like that, it deserves at least one old doe, right? So that's what we'll do there. So appreciate y'all watching my videos. Y'all keep the good Lord first. God is good. God is truly good, and God loves you. And we'll see y'all next time.